Hello, everyone. Hello. I know it's late. It's 11:19, but I am still here, and I am Buffalo Bills football Pat, and I am a super fan. I love the Buffalo Bills. They are one of the best teams in the NFL. Their history is awesome, and I am excited about how the Bills are starting their season so far this year. And I know I've had a couple of videos about the Bills during training camp, and things have been happening the last couple of months, so I haven't been doing these videos, but I want to try to do them every single week. So, what I want you guys to do is to like and subscribe to this channel. If you can't do that, I will be forever grateful. So, what do I think about the Buffalo Bills season so far this year? Well, they have a 1-1 record, which is great. A lot of other teams have 1-1 records, like Kansas City and Baltimore, and that bodes well for the Bills to get that number one seed at the end of the year. And really, my thoughts first, we got to talk about the defense. The defense is playing lights out so far. Really, they've only had 16 points against them so far this year. You got to remember that there was a block punt recovered for a touchdown against the Pittsburgh Steelers. So the defense is playing great. They had an awesome game against the Miami Dolphins. 6 sacks. Greg Rousseau went back to his Miami roots and got 2 of those sacks. Then AJ Epinesa knocked Tua out for the game. And really, even if Jacoby Brissett went into the game, he couldn't do much of anything. The secondary played one heck of a game. They didn't let the receivers get open downfield. They let every player stay in front of them on the Miami Dolphins, and they played a heck of a game. Matt Milano played an excellent game. He's a really good linebacker, and Taron Johnson also had a really great game last Sunday. So the whole defense played great, and they're getting more pressure on the quarterback. It was a little disappointing. I thought the pressure in the first game, it was there. I know Mario Addison had a sack fumble, but I feel like the pressure in the Steelers game was a little lacking. But at the same time, it was there. And, you see these young players come alive, like an AJ Epinesa, like a Gregory Rousseau, and that just bodes well for the rest of the season. And really, the defense is bowing well for the rest of the season as well. They're playing a lot of young quarterbacks, especially the next 2 weeks of the year, next 2 weeks of the season, in weeks 3 and 4, with Tyler Heineke and uh, and Davis Mills for the Texans. So the Bills defense should continue to have a really good couple of weeks. And really, the big test is that Kansas City game 3 weeks from now in week 4. Week 5. That is a really that is going to be the test of the season, in my opinion. So that's those are my thoughts about the Bills defense. They're playing great, and I expect them to continue playing great. Now, how about the other side of the ball? Offensively, I think the Bills can still improve over the season. I know they scored 35 points, and that's great. But, Josh Allen is having a slow start to the season. He's not having a bad 2 games. He really isn't. He has 3 touchdown passes, 1 interception, 440 yards about in the 2 games against the Steelers and the Dolphins. And really, I think Josh Allen is playing really well, but there's still room for him to improve. He's not at that level that he was at last year. But what I like is there's more balance to this offense. The running game is really improving from last year. Devin Singletary looked great in preseason. I was really impressed by him, and it's just showed and continuing to improve as the season goes along in week 1 and week 2. And Devin Singletary in week 2 had that great touchdown run. He had a couple other good touchdown runs, and then Zach Moss came in and really played to his potential on the goal line. He had those 2 really awesome, powerful runs that really impressed me. So the running game is really improving from this year, and I know the offense had a tough go at it within the first 2 games. So it's definitely a work in progress, but I think they'll get back to that level as the season is going on. If you really think about it, the Bills went up against one of the best D lines in the NFL. I know the Steelers are injured now, but at the same time, they went up against the best D line in the NFL with TJ Watt and all those other players on that Steelers defensive line that are just so impressive. I was at that game, and Josh Allen was really just guessing. He was just off, and the Steelers were getting pressure every single play, and it was definitely tough for him, and that threw him off. And then you go to the Miami game, and they have one of the best secondaries in the NFL with Xavier Howard and Byron Jones. It's hard to throw against that defense. But Josh Allen still had amazing plays. I mean, I'm talking about that pass he threw to Stephon Diggs in the end zone. He rolled out to his right, and he threw across his body and threw a zip to Stephon Diggs. And that was one of the most impressive throws I've ever seen. It was impressive, and Stephon Diggs' route as well. He fell down on the play and got up and caught the ball for the touchdown. So there are plays that Josh Allen is making that are really, really good. He's making good decisions by running the ball and passing. He made really good decisions. I thought he was better in the second half of the Miami game than the first half, which is a good sign to see. So he's getting there. I think you just have to be patient with Josh Allen as the season goes along. I think he'll get back to that level. Not everyone throws for 400 yards every game. It does take time to get to that level, and I think the Bills just went up against a good defensive line in week 1 and a good secondary in week 2. So so he should improve as the year goes along. And really, if the offensive line can pass protect Josh Allen this coming Sunday against the Washington football team, Josh Allen should exploit their secondary, because I don't think their secondary is all that great. You saw David Jones just light the Washington secondary up in last week's game. So those are my thoughts. I think the Bills are really starting well, and they should continue to do well. And I expect them to be 3-1 as we head into that big Kansas City game in 2 weeks. So I will be on Friday giving my predictions about this upcoming game against the Washington football team. But until then, go Bills, and I hope all of you are doing well. Remember to like and subscribe. Go Bills.